Hello everyone, this is Scarzig and welcome to Shardbound. This is a collectible tactics game by Spiritwalk Games. It includes a few of the members from the old team that made Dawngate, a game I used to play. And so when I had heard that, a few members of the old crew were getting together to make a new game, I was hyped for it. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that I have been anticipating playing this game for quite some time, and I was able to get into the pre-alpha test. Recently, the NDA for the game has finally dropped, so now we're able to stream the game, and I wanted to go ahead and upload some YouTube gameplay as well. To get into, this is the main screen of Shardbound. You have like your profile here, your house, which is just like a little mini guild. You edit your profile. Your barracks is where you do all your decks, etc., etc. I don't want to get too sucked into that, of course, but the main purpose of this video is to sort of give you a rundown of the game and to show you some gameplay. So what you do in Shardbound is you generate a shard fall, which is like these floating islands that, based on the lore of the game, is what all the factions are fighting over. They're like mining these for resources, I guess. But anyway, you generate your shard fall, your island, and then there's all these interconnected nodes, which are basically individual daily quests, right? And so you complete all of these quests. Like this one was cast 20 spells. This one was win 3 games with Fate Keeper, the blue faction, or Pack Runner, the yellow faction, etc., etc. And then as you connect all these nodes and clear all of these quests, you clear the shard fall, right? And then everybody who helped you complete the daily quests, you all reap huge rewards at the end. Pardon me. So it's a great way for people to group up, and it's like a guild system, right, where you all group up and you work towards a common goal. You can see here that I have little Twitch logos on my Shardfall because I was actually streaming the other day. And Shardbound has a system where if you're streaming, it generates special Twitch streaming related quests for your Shardfall. Like this one here, I posted a deck. My viewers use the deck, win 5 games, and it goes towards this this node here. And then there's one down here where you play against a viewer with randomly generated armies. There's a few like that. There's also a Twitch node where your viewers can submit a deck for you to play. And that, to get to gameplay, is the deck that I'm going to be playing today. When I was streaming yesterday, Sinspitter X submitted a deck for the green faction here that I really enjoyed. So that's what I wanted to show off today as I go over the gameplay. Now, again, this is pre-alpha, so a lot of these cards have placeholder assets. You have to pay very close attention to names, abilities, and stats. The main focus of this deck does actually rely on Census Master, so I'm going to stick with him and keep him in my opening hand. Tempest Hound has charge, so it can move the turn that it's summoned, which is really good. And we're going to throw the Duskblade. Poison is like lethal, where whatever trades into it just instantly dies, which is good, but I kind of want that to come back to me a little bit later in the game. See if we can get something to open with. Alright, no biggie, no biggie. So Shardbound. You can see it's on a hex grid. These boulders provide you with cover. My opponent, you can see, has a little bow and arrow around their name. She's ranged, Director Petra, and so she can actually hit me from range, but she needs a line of sight in order to do it. So I can actually hide behind the boulders and use them as cover to keep her from poking at me. So we are just going to move. Oh, actually, that's pretty clever. You can see the little orange exclamation point pops up, and that's because I'd be theoretically in her firing range no matter what. So what I'm going to do is step here and end my turn. I don't have a 1 mana turn 1 play. You can see that, mulliganing your hand, it's pretty standard practice nowadays for online card games.
Optimizing cost structures.
And you can summon units anywhere on your side of the board. My opponent has this whole section to summon on, and I get this whole section to summon on. It's a little bit balanced, right? She has a smaller summoning area, but because she got to move first. And so I think that that's why we have this larger summoning area. So I could play the Tempest Hound. This card is special because I don't just summon it in my area. It spawns from boulders, so I can only summon it in these specific spaces that are next to a boulder, and then it can move and act. So I could potentially just trade in my 3/3 for her 3/3, but I don't think that that's actually worth it. So I think what I'll do is just use my special ability, right? Your hero power. I can draw a random blessing card to your hand, which is just a useful spell.
I hear you.
I'm going to do that now instead of summoning. I could summon the Census Master, but again, it's one of the main win conditions of the deck. After a minion is summoned, it deals 1 damage to a random enemy in line of sight, so I kind of want to get a little engine up and running before I summon the Census Master. And we can click on the unit to see its movement and attack range. So I'm actually out of range of the Efficiency Expert, this 3/3, so I don't need to move. I'm just going to choose to stand in this spot. And every unit can move 3 spaces per turn. Range units, again, can only hit in line of sight, and they don't take strike back damage. That's even in melee range. Even if you're one space away, range units never take strike back damage. So melee units get to wail on them for free. There's also flying units that can move anywhere they want on the map. I'm sure most of you are very familiar with those concepts. But this is pretty interesting. Inspired Paladin. Whenever an ally is healed, this unit will gain +1 attack. Petra's ability is being able to pay 2 mana and heal a minion. So that's why it's a bit hard for me to deal with the Efficiency Expert, because if I hit it with my general and deal 2 damage, she can just heal it right back up. The blessing I drew was Wind Step. I can give someone extra movement. That might come in handy. But because my opponent has the Inspired Paladin, really has more units on the board than I do, I think I am going to make this trade here with the Tempest Hound. Typically, what I could do is use the Tempest Hound to just wail on Director Petra for free. But that simply is not the case here. Because again, with the Efficiency Expert giving her a free body to heal and then buff the Inspired Paladin, I just kind of want to nip that possibility in the bud. Wow. And again, the Efficiency Expert, if you recall, its effect was to reduce the cost of a minion in your hand by 2. So my opponent used that to get the Valiant Spelljammer out slightly early. This is what the red faction does in this game. You play like really valuable minions and you ramp them out. Shroud is cannot be targeted by any spells or abilities you see in the right corner there. So to continue here, the Inspired Paladin's closing in. We've got the Valiant Spelljammer also closing in. So I need to think fast about how I'm going to deal with these guys, because this is pretty severe. I think I do get the Census Master developed, which is probably what I should have done earlier. I thought I would have gotten some more synergy to go along with it. Ended up taking a really slow turn. The Rock Crusher is a 4-mana 6/5 that is summoned on the place of a boulder and destroys it. The problem is now the Valiant Spelljammer is here. It'll be pretty difficult for me to find a good spot to summon it unless I wanted to put it way over here, possibly, to threaten the Inspired Paladin. I think that's what I'm going to have to go for here.
I don't have time for this.
I'm here.
And I'm just going to hit here because I want to draw my opponent down this way if he wants to use his ability to heal it, right? Because he can heal it. It goes up to 4 attack. Maybe he hits me really hard. So we'll see how my opponent reacts to this play. Oh, not going to heal it. He's running it away from the Rock Crusher. That's fine. You see that he moved the Spelljammer here, and the Rock Crusher is not going to be able to move out of range of it. But fortunately, I have Wind Step for next turn, so I can actually use the Rock Crusher, give it extra movement, and take out the Inspired Paladin. So, you know, a little bit of a step ahead there. Iron Heart. Deep Strike means that you can summon it anywhere. It restores 3 health to all adjacent enemies. That's its war cry. So that's a really good play. Again, got a really strong hit in on me. So, let's see here. I can play the Census Master and summon a Silverwing if I wish. I also have the Blight Spore Seedling. I could probably use that to pressure my opponent. But first things first.
Get moving.
We're going to Wind Step to kill the Inspired Paladin. And this, unfortunately, will just die for free.
Leave
Unless,
it to me.
let me see. I might be able to get cheeky here. Because I do have the Canal spell, which will swap the positions of 2 allies. I could try to swap it into a safe spot. Yeah, and I do have enough mana. Wait a minute. Is that in range of the Valiant Spelljammer? No, it's not. Ooh, yeah, that's a really good play. We're going to Canal.
A tactical leap.
Swap these 2 to keep him out of range.
I've gotta think fast.
I'm going to summon the Silverwing here to body block. I'm blocking the line of sight like I was talking about earlier. And I can attack if I wish, but I need to keep my HP up at this point. So this protects the Rock Crusher from that free 1 damage ping because my opponent is ranged. And hopefully it can get a value trade here into the 5/5. And fortunately that play allows me to still be out of range of the Valiant Spelljammer. Choose a minion in your hand, give it Deep Strike, draw a card. That was the spell that my opponent just played, the Strike Pack.
Strike mode.
Summoning a minion with charge. Very, very smart play.
Code blue. I'm here.
Racy Recruiter. The first minion you play each turn costs 1 less. So my opponent's going for like this rampy, aggressive deck for sure, getting these big bodies out. And see, there's the heal I was talking about. She paid 2 mana for that to heal him because he's in line of sight here. Become an exact copy of a minion. So the Master of Deception can transform into the Valiant Spelljammer. That might actually come in handy. But I actually really want to take this out. This is not looking good. Yeah, I think my misplay was hesitating on developing the Census Master, and then I just got ran down for it.
Break iron.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is summon the Blight Spore Seedling here. It summons 3 Blight Spore tiles to deal 2 damage. I gotta hope that I get him.
What's the move here? I'm here.
I'm here.
Nice. It unfortunately spawned a tile and killed my Cultivator. I spawned it there just in the case it wouldn't spawn there and body block for me. A little bit of a misplay developing the Census Master before I made that play because I had enough mana to do Census Master, Blight Spore Seedling into Cultivator, and then the extra damage it does as things are summoned would really rack up there for me. But next turn I have 7 mana, so I can Master of Deception, the Valiant Spelljammer, and then summon the Silverwing as well. Rainbringer is probably going to be good here too, to just heal myself up. That's probably going to be the play. We'll see what I draw, because I think it's just a matter of me weathering this storm, and we should be good. Because ramping out the Valiant Spelljammer was absolutely huge.
I'm here.
Yikes. Demonic Assassin will not be counterattacked when it attacks. After killing a minion, restore 3 health to your hero. Wow, so my opponent's got some really cool minions in his deck. I just kind of got to get my thing up and running. Okay, so the Devoted Curate's really good. Yeah, so Master of Deception on the Demonic Assassin is probably going to be a little bit better, because that has healing built into it. I really like that. And then I've got Damage Shield, but that's still not enough to kill this thing. See, I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would need to summon 3 minions this turn. So I'd have to go Stonewalker, Seedling, Silverwing, Devoted Curate in order to do that. So that's what we're going to go for. We're going to do Stonewalker, Seedling here. We'll summon the Silverwing here. And the Devoted Curate here.
I'm here.
And so the Census Master is doing
Let's
work.
do this.
That was just its ability. The Census Master can still attack. And then I can move and kill it with my general. Ooh. Really lucky we had just the right amount of damage. And minions can attack and then still move. But I'm going to leave the Census Master here. Because in order to get a line of sight on him, they have to move into this little thing I have going on at the top here. The Stonewalker Seedling is an artifact, which is just a point that doesn't... Excuse me, it's basically a minion that can't move, and then it just has an ongoing effect. You can see it's just like a banner, and it summons these 3 1s every turn, and those proc the Census Master. And this is sort of the strategy I was trying to get up and running a lot earlier. The Dragoon deals 2 damage to an enemy minion, but if the enemy minion has flying, you destroy it. So he just killed the Silverwing outright. And so now we've got Demonic Assassin that we need to worry about.
I'm here.
My opponent's down to 1 card, so I think it's just a matter of using my units well here to just weather this onslaught, and then maybe just come back from there, because the Stonewalker Seedling is just going to continuously spawn 3 1s for me if I can keep this alive. Breaks the damage shield with the Racy Recruiter. Stonewalker Seedling, okay. So Rainbringer's cool. I do have enough for Master of Deception, Stonewaker Seedling, excuse me. I just have to figure out where I want to place these guys. Because I can attack, move, attack, and then do some summoning, and then the procs will allow the Census Master to kill the Demonic Assassin, which is super good for us. And we're still out of range of these 2 guys.
Leave it to me.
And ranged minions don't counterattack.
Let's do this.
Okay. Then we summon the...
Okay.
We'll do Devoted Curate here.
No.
Summon Master of Deception here to threaten.
I've got to
I'm
think
here.
fast.
Oops, I actually should have done
I'm
that
here.
before I attacked. I'm stupid as hell. But then we'll summon the Stonewaker Seedling. And then these
I'm here.
spawn, and so the Census Master procs off of that.
I'm here.
So really, really stupid. Wow, because it becomes an exact copy. And so I should have done that before I attacked. So he gets to get that trade. And its effect only procs when it the Demonic Assassin. It only procs after it attacks and kills something. The wording isn't very clear there, or else I would have gotten a little bit of HP. And because she's ranged, she can just take out these pebbles. But again, they're just there to proc the Census Master. And so hopefully I can just weather this storm right now. Raid Gunner. And see, he's using the Inspired Paladin to block line of sight of the Raid Gunner. Because he realizes that he needs to take out the Census Master. So Rainbringer is going to be really good for us here. We can actually just summon the Duskblade, because that just threatens these all day. And we are...
Let's do this.
Gonna run this over here.
Let's
Who's got line of sight on? Both of these guys. So the damage is going to be random and spread out, but that's fine. I'm gonna get the Rainbringer summoned here.
I'm here.
Because that heals, and I just want this body. I've been standing in this one spot for so long because it's just really, really good. I have a minion that can still move and attack. Again, you can attack and then move. If I wanted, I can make those procs go this way. But right now, I'm just trying to control my opponent's board and then come back from there. And this effect lasts for 3 turns. And I want to make sure the Duskblade gets healed up. You see, what this does is it forces him to use these two to go to kill the Duskblade, so the Inspired Paladin will die. And the Dragoon doesn't have enough to kill the Rainbringer. Oh, wow, I just noticed the Rainbringer actually heals too to all allies. So it doesn't need to be nearby. But at the very least, that body blocks for me a little bit.
Go, Rupert!
Ooh, fancy.
See ya!
Yeah, you see, but she had to move to this spot to get line of sight on her minion to heal it. So now,
I'm here.
at the start of your turn, draw a card. If that card is a minion, it costs 3 less. That's really good. Creation engine. Yeah, so my opponent's doing like this late game rampy stuff. I'm like barely holding on. Now I can't use Petrified on the Valiant Spelljammer because it has Shroud. It can't be targeted by spells or abilities. But this basically for 6 mana lets me kill something. I'm going to use my power, Guardian Blessing, to get a spell. I finally have time to do that. Wind Step could be good here. Rainbringer's just going to heal at the end of the round. So I think I need to hold Petrify for the creation engine. We'll see if she just leaves it back here to abuse its effect, or if she tries to bring it in. But we've got 3, 6, 7.
Yeah.
So we're gonna make that trade.
No. Okay. No.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
And again, we want the Rainbringer to stay alive. And the Raid Gunner. It's kind of an issue too.
Let's try
So
this.
I guess I'll
Bright
just
guy.
step here in order to break line of sight from the Raid Gunner to the
I don't have
Census
time
Master.
for this.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, so now the Dragoon will probably have to make this trade. We'll see if he, because he can't go aggressive on me, because then the Rainbringer stays alive and keeps healing my squad. And out of the spells that I can draw, the Guardian Blessings, there's Wind Step that gives movement, there's Clay Armor that gives HP, and those are the only two I can remember off the top of my head. But this game was looking really dire for a second, so I'm glad that I was able to hold on this long.
I'm here.
Oh, that's fancy. Creation Engine, I think, is a legendary, so you can only have one copy in your deck. And so he used the Master of Deception to copy it. Oh, right, the heal. I completely forgot about that. Very nice. Yeah, so he's getting that hit in, and then there's another Raid Gunner. So I'll have to relocate, unfortunately, and start maybe using the Census Master to pressure her instead of trying to clean this up, because these guys are a little bit too beefy for me. If I draw a minion, then I can use the Census Master's attack and then a proc from the summon to kill the Dragoon. Cultivator, excellent. The Cultivator just dies to the Raid Gunners for free. So I think I'm just gonna play it here to block line of sight from my opponent. Nice.
Let's do this.
Then we kill the Dragoon. We'll draw a blessing. Clay Armor. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now who do I want to give that to? Probably the Rainbringer, because this is one of my big bodies.
Okay.
And Wind Step also gives it +2, so I can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, I can actually get a hit in. Yeah, so we're gonna
Toughen up.
We're gonna Clay Armor and Wind Step the Rainbringer and get a hit in.
Let's do this.
Census Master. We're gonna move to break line of sight.
Yeah.
Leave it to me.
And I'm gonna move as well. Okay, because you need a clear line of sight, and minions block that. You can body block. Nice. Okay, now we're talking. My opponent has some... Oh, crap, he drew a minion. You saw those two proc? So whatever he draws, its cost gets reduced by 6. That's, like, really crazy for the mid-game, but late game when you have 9 mana, I don't think it really matters that much. The Petrify will be good if he has, starts walking these up this way to counter this offensive. Oh, man. So you can kind of see how... Hang on. You can use the W key to kind of zoom the camera out. You can kind of see how, you know, with this... I've been able to kind of turtle up here and withstand this onslaught. Wow, that's really good. Now, the Hound Charger is really interesting, because when it comes into play, you can choose to give it extra HP or give it charge, right? So he used the Upgrade Technician to give it +2/+2, and then give it charge instead.
Claws out, buddy.
And then Static Discharge. Okay. Deal 3 damage to every enemy that is next to an ally. That's fine.
No.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about this line of sight here. For those ranged units. That's really unfortunate. At least the Angry Pebble can make this value trade. Alright. Give an ally +2 movement and charge this turn. So I want to hold the Zephyr Monk, actually.
I hear you.
So that it can combo with something big. Pebbleborn. Interesting. Okay, so that's another Guardian Blessing. Neat.
Okay. Let's try this. Let's do
so
this.
we're definitely going to make this trade. My opponent, because of these Raid Gunners, has actually cordoned me off onto this side of the map.
Let's do this.
And I think what I do here is actually shoot the upgrade technician. Oops! Oh, God, I didn't want to move. I see. He needed to move to get line of sight. Jesus. That's not good. Yeah, so we're going to Pebbleborn.
We've got this.
That's not good at all.
What's the move here?
We'll, Angry Pebble here. God, that was sad.
I'm here.
I think I just threw the game really hard. With the, Census Master moving into range like that. Oh, God. I thought I just had a free pot shot, but I didn't realize that it was going to move to get the line of sight on this minion. I thought he already had the line of sight. Once you get towards, like, the top side of the map, it does get a little bit wonky, so that was black. That's really unfortunate. We'll see if my opponent sees that. Yeah, see. Now he's starting to get at these artifacts. He's tired of me spawning things.
I'm here.
Ooh. That's cool. The Dragoon, again, does 2 damage when it comes into play.
No.
Wow. Wait a minute. Wow. That is
I'm here.
so good. Thank you for letting me keep my Census Master alive. These minions are so big. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Tempest Hound. Okay, what can I do with this? So, I can transform the creation engine into a statue. And for some reason I thought that they needed to be within melee range, but I guess that this is global. So I could have used that a little bit earlier on the creation engine to keep all that nonsense from happening, so... I'm still an enormous scrub at this game, but at least I'm able to show off some decent gameplay, some decent movement and strategy here. So I do want to Petrify, and then Tempest Hound, that's 3, 4, 5, 6. Census Master can actually move here, and maybe get a pot shot in.
You're mine.
Let's do this. No.
I don't have time for this.
Okay.
Leave it to me.
I'm just going to punch him because, again, range minions don't strike back, and the Census Master's ability will finish both of them off. Okay. So we survived that onslaught.
Got him.
And my opponent was finally able to take out the Stonewaker Seedling. Okay. This is a long game.
No.
And I wish I could lock the camera like this. I kind of like this more top-down view a little bit better instead of just being forced to hold down the key. And yeah, this is something else. This is some tactics going on right here. The Demonic Assassin is pretty interesting because, again, that heal will only proc when it attacks on her turn.
I'm here.
So, as long as I trade in the pebbles on my turn, maybe the Demonic Assassin won't be able to get anything done. Canal. Swap the positions of 2 allies. Draw a card. And the lifelike statue, I get to move it around and body block and stuff, which actually will be really good to break line of sight with the Census Master. And then I can also use Canal to reposition the Stonewaker seedling in perhaps a better spot. Windstep. Okay, so I can actually just give this extra movement and plop it down here, because why not?
Let's try this. Okay. No.
Demonic Assassin does not have, is not going to be able to kill the Stonewaker seedling.
Let's do this.
So I'm going to move here. Attack the Dragoon. And now it has line of sight on 3 guys, unfortunately. So I kind of have to hope that that goes where I want it to. And in order to get an extra proc, I'm going to just summon the Zephyr Monk.
I've got to think fast.
And give myself extra movement, I guess.
Break iron.
That's, whew. So that's really good for us.
I'm here.
Demonic Assassin. I just did that to protect my face. I need to, I have a couple big minions in this stack. I just need to draw them. Like the, like that minion that appears on a boulder. I think I only have 1 copy of that, but I do have some other stuff lurking in this deck. Oh man, I can't believe this is like the first time I've had a match last this long.
I'm here.
Now Raven's Messenger gives a minion flying, okay? So this, we all know how ridiculous this can be, but they changed the wording so it transforms a minion. It summons a fresh copy of the same minion on the same spot that has flying. So you can't just use it to give something flying that's already there for a turn. It gives you a chance to react. So hopefully I'll be able to draw. Oh god, he's going for the throat here. Inspiring Banner. It's not going to be enough. Yeah, he's got me. I can't get away from this.
Kovare.
Yeah, because he has flying. That has... the Demonic Assassin has flying. So it can just move over here. The way you counter flying is you step into a corner and you surround yourself with 3 units, so then the flyers can't get in. But my 3 units just die to his stuff. So we're gonna have to give this one up.
Let us never grow.
Whew. I mean, my opponent didn't punish us for the moving that Census Master incorrectly, but I think if I would have been less afraid of it getting taken out and developed it earlier, I maybe could have kept the board from spiraling out of control. Again, another misplay identified was not using the Petrify as soon as he had dropped the creation engine, because for some reason I had it in my mind that such a strong spell they needed to be in melee range, but that was not the case. So again, shout out to SinSpitterX for providing me with this deck. Sorry that I couldn't do you justice today, buddy, but thank you for stopping by today to see the gameplay of Shardbound. Expect to see a lot more of this from my channel. I'll also be streaming this game from time to time, and I look forward to seeing, you know, how this game progresses throughout its alpha and beta stages. I'll see you next time, and you have a good one.